My Suzuki SV650 is leaking fuel. Doesn't do it all the time though, only when it's parked for an extended period of time, like when I go up to New York for 3 months and leave my bike here in Tampa. Then I come back, it starts leaking fuel only on first start, then it goes away after the few minutes, and then the next time I start it, it doesn't leak, and then the next time I start it, doesn't leak until I let it sit for another month or two, come back, start it, and it leaks. There's apparently a common issue on these, and I'm gonna show you how to fix it. Let's do this. What's up, my guys? Welcome back to Counter Steer Garage. We're gonna fix the fuel leak on this thing. We gotta start by taking the tank off the bike and then go from there. We're in my brother's garage, so it looks a little different from what you're used to, but we're coming from the St. Pete weekend, so I got my tools here, and that's gonna help us do this job. Once you've got this clamp undone, it'll slip off of the throttle body. You got a connector here, a connector back here, a green one. Now the front one, it's gonna be really hard to get to that clamp unless you take all the body work off. But if you pull, you can kind of slide the boot through the hole in the airbox. That'll help you get the airbox off without taking the whole bike apart. Cool little trick. Now we've just got a few hoses and clamps and connectors and things on the bottom of the airbox to get it off, but that little hose right there, that's our buddy. So let's get the rest of this airbox off and we'll take a look at that hose. Okay, so we've now gained access to the V of the engine, and we're looking at the two throttle bodies. The fuel leak, the common fuel leak, comes from this hose here that connects the two throttle bodies. Now it's not exactly the hose that fails, so if you inspect it visually, it's gonna look good. What fails is these one-time use pinch clamps, and I'll show you. This should not do that. Fuel injection systems generally have somewhere in the range of like 50 to 60 PSI of pressure, and that's going through this line, and the clamp is able to be rotated by hand. So the fix is to replace these clamps. Obviously, if you're this deep in the bike, you're gonna wanna do a new hose as well. So I'm gonna run to the store, I'm gonna grab a new hose. It's an 8mm or 5/16, two new clamps, screw type clamps that I can hit with an 8mm. And then we're gonna button this thing up, and that should do it for us. Let's go. I just got the hose off the engine entirely without undoing the clamps. I just kind of pulled it. So yeah, that's our problem. Let's go to the store. So we went to the store. We got ourselves some fuel injection clamps, the heavy duty jammies, little T-bars, and some 5/16 8mm fuel injection hose. Now we're gonna put it together, make my bike work again. Don't need to be any longer than it needs to be. Give her a little snip snip. Fuel injection clamps. These have a nice little T-bar design and a hex head so we can clamp them down really good. Okay. New hose in. And that's really it. That's the whole job. We now have to put the thing back together, which is really just like the reverse of what we just did. So we're gonna put the airbox back, making sure to reconnect all of the hoses Take your time on this step, because if you forget, you got to take the whole bike apart. So very slowly, methodical. Hoses, connectors, anything that we unplugged or removed goes back on, and then we're done. So let's do that. That's it, we're done. Now for the all-important final step, make sure what we did worked. Fuel pump's going. Well done, guys. See, that took me, hold on. So that took maybe an hour at best, including filming. It was a very easy job. It is very daunting to some people. I was reading comments. Everybody's afraid to take on this job. Very easy to do. Go ahead and do it. If you're leaking fuel, you're leaking fuel. I did calculations. I was getting 25 miles per gallon. This thing should get 50, at least 50. So do the job. If you're afraid to do the job, just do the job. You need like a set of pliers, a 10 mil, some Allen keys, and you're there. It's very simple. Just do it. Just do it. That's it for today. Quick one, but appreciate you guys watching. Hope this helped you. If it did, consider subscribe and stick around. We do some more cool stuff. SV stuff, we do car stuff, truck stuff, racing stuff, all that kind of stuff. It's fun. We have fun. So stick around, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'll see you guys next Taco Tuesday.